Yeah, okay, all right, so should we start in morning?
No.
All in
All
one.
in one. I stuck it out.
That's not. We're gonna talk you off.
Oh,
Sit.
Early morning.
anything but pigs.
He wants to see Lacey so bad. He's Mr. Social, but he can't. He's gotta sit here. He's gotta learn manners. No, we gotta learn
He's
manners.
talking back then.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about this part? I mean, this is really implementing it, right?
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, there were some really standout parts. What stood out to you, Connie? What was the one that affected you the most?
Well, I loved how your personality influences your habits. And I am such what they would call of high and agreeable and kind and considerate. And I am totally a hands-on. I mean, I need to do what I love to do and not try to keep putting myself in where I don't belong.
Right.
It really just spoke to me when I listened to it over the weekend and then I reviewed my highlights. So I have to like refocus on where my strengths are and not try to, in other words, I need to hire a social media person because I'm not going to do it. I know I need to do some of it.
Right.
But I'm a designer. I'm a people person. I got to do what I do best.
Yeah, that's what
That
stood,
habit is easy for me.
because it makes it easy because I mean, that's what stood out to me. And when I meet with brand new agents, we sit down and I ask them, what do you like? I ask them how are you with social media? How are you with cold calling? What do you feel about open houses? It's because I want to find out where their strengths are and then play off of those strengths, because I can tell them, oh, you're going to cold call, you need to make 10 cold calls, and they're not going to do it. So why even design a strategy to market yourself or to lead generate around something that you're absolutely not going to do? You're going to fight it. So I loved that part. Absolutely loved it. And then the other part that I thought was really good was how you got to make it just challenging enough, right? If it's too challenging, you stop. And if it's too easy, we get bored. So you just have to keep raising the bar a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. So I thought that was super interesting. I love this book.
I do too.
I can't wait. I'm gonna finish it on audio and then I will read it again. But I think it is so good. It's so practical. And it's so, the way he rolls it out, it just makes sense to me. What do you think, Mike?
So, to be very transparent, I haven't cracked the book. I know quite a bit from what you guys have illustrated to me. It's a tool, like we've talked about like last week. It's a tool to pick up and utilize. Some you'll look at it and go, well, that's not applicable, or I think that's BS or whatever. But others are really, really powerful. And just one tool, it makes your life that much better.
That's right.
So one thing, if there's only one thing, and I know there's many things in there, and I will get to it eventually, because I do love to read a lot of leadership and habit type books. There are a lot of people that don't know what they don't know. So if this can bring you forward to something you don't know, it just makes you that much more competitive, not only in, let's say, real estate, but in your personal life, it makes you more successful. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. What do you think, Jackie? What did you get out of this advanced tactics section?
The part where it brought in Lao Tzu, and it reminded me back to another thing that I've read of Lao Tzu, and it goes over water, how a river can break a mountain or a rock into nothing just by its consistent movement. And pretty much where I always struggle with is holding consistency. And the book has helped me realize how easily I fall into the bad habit of not holding my good habits. And so I've been becoming more mindful, and it's been showing a lot. Like this morning, I walked through one bathroom and the second bathroom, and it's clean. Like we've decluttered a lot between my mom and I, and the kitchen pantry is like fully like no more expired stuff. Our fridge, you could actually see the light in the back, because I've been habitually throwing away something every day.
And it's so amazing how that snowballs, right? You do one thing And then the next thing seems easier, and the next thing seems easier. You start with one thing and it compounds. Yeah.
I've been doing a lot in my house and working as what I identify as and being consistent in what I want my habits to be and what I want other people to see me as. And then also just making sure I'm doing it. If I say it, I'm following through and I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Jared?
What have I got from the book? I haven't finished it all the way through yet, but just so much, I mean, we as realtors will go to, drive to Anaheim, for 2 days, and skip all we got going on in our personal life to hopefully get one nugget. This thing has over a dozen.
I know.
From the book.
That's such a good point. That is such a good point that we did go down there hoping to get one idea. This has like, and that can be used on a daily basis. And does Gunnar, what do you think? You didn't finish it yet, okay. Yeah, that's all right. Finish it. Put that on your calendar.
Oh,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah. Jared, do you have a black eye?
I do. Yeah, I got the skill solve.
Uh-oh. Jared has a black eye.
At least you got bedroom. Yeah, I'm in the bedroom and I have on my shelf right in the garage, paint supplies. Well, there's the skills on top of there. I'm lucky to get my eyeball.
Yeah.
You are very lucky.
Yeah.
And it took me over here. It took about 2 days to get that one. I put that up.
That's crazy. Well, you look very tough. You might want to make
Yeah.
a story.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a different story. Yeah, something like, yeah.
Okay.
There was these super guys that jumped me or,
Yeah.
And then we talked about, he also talks about reflection. It's not just about learning the habits, but fine tuning them. So I think we have to really honestly look at ourselves and what the habits are. And that's probably where habit tracking comes in. So you can see some of that stuff and go off of habit tracking. And then also just reflect whether it's every year or twice a year or 4 times a year to see what our habits are and how they've changed. I mean, it would be interesting to write it down, what our habits are, and then see if they've continued on in 6 months. See how diligent we are with doing all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. What would you tell somebody about this book? Like if you were going to describe this book and recommend somebody use this book, what would you tell them? How would you summarize the book?
Life-changing.
Life-changing.
Mastery requires patience, definitely, and follow through. And we have to also understand that people get bored trying to have good habits, and you kind of have to reinvent the habit and yourself sometimes, because we're all human and we have to make it attainable and not get bored. And I thought that was a really good point that he made.
So that's where the reflecting comes in, don't you think? Like you've got to reflect and analyze what you've done to see, did I just drop off on this? And if I did, why?
Yeah. And it's progress, it's not perfection, but you have to review it and really own it. So, yeah.
My trainer's gonna read this book. Tyler's gonna read this book after me. He has a client that he trains that lives and breathes this book. And he preaches it to him. And then I brought it up like, oh, have you read Atomic Habits? You need to do this. So now he's like, all right. And I said, and I've already highlighted it all for you. So you just have to really read along and see the highlights. But I appreciate all of you guys sticking in here with the book study. And I think it is just valuable information that we can use on a daily basis. And maybe we should regroup in, I don't know, a few months and just see how the habits are going and anything we've learned over that or anything we want to add to it as we've lived it. What do you think? What do you think would be a good time to do that, Connie?
I would do first of the year, like when we're doing our, like our planning and just see how these habits are. Yeah. Or like into December, prepare for January.
Yeah.
I love the 3 that he says, what went well this year, what didn't go well this year, and what did I learn? Those are so powerful. If we each asked ourselves those questions at the end of December or something and really focus on that. I just think that those are three really great questions. And he does that like every 6 months in integrity report.
Yeah,
But we could start that and then really hit the first of the year with some good
that's a good idea. I think-
direction.
Yeah, I think we should plan on that.
Mhm.
In closing, anything else anybody wants to add, say, because we're gonna go on to the event planning. Well, I've got another little section about, we've got events we've got events coming up and how to make the most of those events. But getting back, does anybody want to say anything else about Atomic Habits? Last thoughts?
Just tiny changes. Keep it up. Don't give up.
Exactly.
I was at a conference maybe about 6 months ago, in West Side, again, seeking that edge to be a good roller, right? And, you know, the guy stood up on stage and was amazed about how many rollers in the audience wasn't practicing, in his opinion, you know, the good habits and, you know, techniques that you need to as a roller. And, you know, he said, I'm gonna give you guys the keys and that, and he said it so casually, you know, and, you know, I'm gonna tell you guys these things right here, and all of you's gonna hear it. A lot of you will do it, you know. So I think the benefit of this book and all the nuggets in here, and just. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody of multiple people from our brokerage just erupt this next year, you know, by.
If they will do this, if they will do it,
Yeah.
just the habit of lead generating.
Mhm.
If you are lead generating, you are going to get escrows. You are light years ahead of agents, light years ahead. And it's so easy. I mean, I've done it. I've got it in my calendar. I have all my social media in my calendar, what I do, which ones I have to do, a video, you know, this is what 270,000 gets you in Porterville or whatever it is. I've got that calendar because I thought, okay, I'm not gonna redo all of my social media, but I'm gonna be consistent with how I do my social
That
media.
looks good. It's
Yeah.
looking good.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Same thing with SOI. I'm gonna work on my SOI. I do it, but I'm doing it a little bit at a time. It's a little gradual change. It's making sure everybody's on the contact list, getting people put into it. So, you know, I mean, it's very much, I focus more on real estate. That's probably my downfall. Maybe not quite as much in my personal life, you know, applying the habits that I try in my personal life as well with exercise or food or, you know, whatever it is. But anybody who attempts this, even if you only get one habit, it's better than nothing, right? One good habit, or get one good habit and eliminate 4 bad ones. How about that? That's gonna be better too. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so now we're gonna go on to, where's the script? Oh, can you? I have to get Oliver to the girl with one hand. So.
Sorry.
Okay, so I want to talk about how to make the most out of client events. Okay, because we've got, now, and this is what I plan is for the brokerage, and if you guys want to do events, I mean, it's not a problem for you guys to do your own events. The goal of the events are to make touches with your clients, not to get people to attend. Getting I mean, it's great if we have high attendance, but it's the touches that we make to our clients throughout this process that we need to focus on. So we've got our Veterans Day. The 2 that we've got coming up is Veterans Day here in Porterville. And then we've also got the food drive. And the food drive can be by Celia Porterville. We've got to work on what days it's gonna be, what, you know, when the pickup, when the drop off, all that kind of stuff. Jackie and I work on that. I don't work on it, Jackie does. That's a lie. So that's Jackie who does that. So week 4, we are on week 4 before the Veterans Day event, right? So we have a graphic
Yes.
and Jackie will, I don't know, how are we gonna provide the graphic?
Romy, can you text it to everyone and email it?
Yes, so she's gonna send the graphic. You want it on week 4, which is now. We want to start posting on Facebook and Instagram, blasting it out. You know, it's self-explanatory. The graphic tells everything, the time, what we're doing, you know, what day. And then you want to do an email to your SOI. So this is where your database comes in on sync. If your database in sync is good, you can do a bulk, a mass email to everybody. Okay, so that's what we should be working on this week. Okay, next week, Jackie. Week 3. Do text. If you are using Sync, you can do a group text.
So for me personally, I don't have all my people on my email yet, but I have a lot of people on Instagram. So my game plan is I'm gonna do Instagram and Facebook Messenger during my email section,
So
and then still do my text.
So Jackie's gonna do Facebook and Instagram Messenger. And which is fine, instead of email, but on week 3, you should be texting people.
Yes.
And it's easy, just send them the graphic. And when I sit there and text my client, people that I want to come, I just text the graphic. You don't have to write anything out, just send it to them, send it to them, send it to them. They'll know what it is, and then you wanna start calling your SOI too. You should start calling, working your way through, hey, we're gonna have our Veterans Day event, would love to see you guys.
Veterans open house, is that?
It's like that, yeah.
Just what do we?
Well, we're doing a band, and I would just call it an open house. We're doing a band. We're gonna have taco trucks. We're gonna have,
Thank you, Jen.
here it is. We're gonna have churraholics. We're gonna have a gaming truck. So the general public can come,
Yeah.
right? Because we can't block them off. But we also are gonna have vouchers that are gonna have your names on them, or you can write your name on them, that you can give to your clients that you would like to invite, and when you give them either for 2 tacos or churro or whatever it is you're gonna give them, when they use it, they turn it in, they get their 2 free tacos. At the end of the day, they're gonna give me all those vouchers, and then I'll figure out how much you guys, I'll pay the vendors, but then you guys will reimburse me for the costs of whatever it is. So if you want to invite people and offer, you don't even have to offer the vouchers. You can invite whoever you want. You don't have to. But if you have clients that you're working with right now, or somebody, I have some good clients and I'm like, hey, come on down, I'm gonna buy you guys some tacos, right? But you don't have to. They can just come for the band. We're paying for the band. We're paying for the gaming. I'm paying for the gaming trailer, the band. We're gonna have a photo booth. It's get them down here. See if you can, at least invite them. And if they say we're gonna be, bless you, if they say we're gonna be out of town, that's okay. Still keep sending them. I wouldn't call them and keep saying, hey, are you coming? They're like, no, I told you last week I'm out of town. But but start calling.
Even if your SOI person is in Fresno, Bakersfield,
Yes.
Hanford, doesn't matter where they are. It's too far out of the way to come out here. Doesn't matter, is they think of you when they think of real estate. I'll invite Superly. I had sent it to someone that was in Paso, and mind you, they still sent me a message with, hey, Jackie, we're thinking we're gonna buy out here. Do you service out here?
So use this to do that, and you can get creative as you want with it. Okay, so next week, Jackie. So week 2. Now we're getting down to it. Oh, that should be event.
Yes.
Not an even.
Even.
An event reminder email. Week 2, and continue on with your calls. So again, you're gonna hit them with another email. Week before, start posting on Facebook and Instagram. And honestly, I think I would post almost I post every day this week. This week before, I just start blasting it out. And then email again, do the final email to your SOI. So here's some ideas for what you guys can do during this event. You can do your own personal raffle. You can get a basket, and when people come, you can say we're raffling off, and see what information you can get out of people. Name, address, phone number, what, do you know anyone who wants to buy or sell real estate? Or what can I help you with real estate right now? Anything you want to do. It could be old school. I would have them fill it out. Put it in for the drawing, for the basket, or whatever it is. And you can go one step further if you want. Reach out to one of your vendors, a lender, whoever, not escrow, they can't do it, but a vendor, somebody.
Termite
to-
inspection.
Termite inspection to see if they'll get that, donate for the gift. So you can do that. So that's something you can do. When you get people here, raffle spelled wrong, Jackie. So referrals. So ask for referrals. So
I'm dyslexic.
Jackie is dyslexic, it's fine. We love you
Remember?
anyway. Referrals. So ask for referrals when they're here. Ask them, do you know anybody? Reviews, testimonials. If you get past clients that come to that event, take them to the photo booth and see if they'll ask them first, will you do a little testimonial for me? If they were really happy, and film them. Get them on your camera, do a little video, post it on social media. When people are here, take pictures of your clients, with your clients, of your clients.
Mhm.
Anybody that's coming, and then, but get it on your camera, because we're gonna use it for social media. So past clients, your SOI future clients, these are who you want to invite. You know, you guys know who to reach out to and invite. This is not a time really probably to invite a lot of other real estate agents.
Nope.
It's not real, I mean, if they come, it's okay. It's probably not the time. Good, but you know, we're gonna focus a little more on our office here. But
We'll invite past students, so.
yeah, past students, we will invite, that kind of thing. I mean, if there is an agent that's on the radar that you think is getting ready to make a change or has been showing interest for downtown, absolutely let me know. I'll personally invite them. I'll invite them, but I'm not gonna, in general, just invite all of the agents. Okay. What else do I have? Okay, yeah, who do you know that I need to know? So that's the question that you wanna ask these people. Who do you know that I need to know? In other words, who do you know that needs to buy or sell? Ask it, put it on the raffle form. They might jot one down, my brother-in-law. Right?
And recap.
And this is the recap of the whole, it's simple, guys. You can tweak this however you want, but have a system.
Mhm.
Have a system for reaching out to these people. And after, where's the post of that, Jack? Did we miss that?
Wait, I skipped it. It was before referrals.
Oh, okay, so this is after the event. All those pictures, all those testimonials, all those with you having wonderful fun because we're just loving on all our past clients. Put them on Facebook and Instagram, post them.
Let's say you have multiple clients. Would you do a photo dump or would you do individually each client?
Oh, I do all kinds of stuff with it. I mess around with it. I'll beat a dead horse until you can't get any more out of it, right? You know, I'll use every picture every way. And then I would send out an email, like maybe a personal note to your SOI, you know, to those who came, want to thank you. For everyone who missed it, we'll hit you up again next year, right? Something like that. So we've got this one. This is a big one for being able to touch. If you are not making use of these touches,
Mhm.
it's you're missing a really good opportunity to do that. The next one that we have is the food drive, and that's the one that is really very dear to me, and that's the one where we really give back to the community. It takes a lot of planning from Jackie
Mhm.
to figure out the neighborhoods, getting the bags together, dropping them off, and then when we pick it up, because we pick up in the downtown van. And that's important to me, because and then it takes 3 people per neighborhood, right? It was 3 last year.
Yeah.
One to drive, one to run up to the house, one to kind of grab the food and put it in.
Mhm.
If you had a photographer.
Yeah.
I'd take somebody to take photos too, because that's another great marketing
Well,
opportunity.
What we did,
Photos of me, I'll take photos of you.
yeah, what we did as a group of 3 is we alternated. So even if the scenario, like if I was the one driving, at times we just pull over and Jackie grab a bag, let me take a picture of you in front of the house.
Right.
And but also jotting down the addresses. So when I was driving down the addresses, so we knew where to send the thank you cards. Now, in most cases, some people divvied up the thank you cards between their team members.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it comes from all three is great too. However, you guys choose to do it.
Yeah.
But you guys rotated teams too, didn't you?
Yes.
Because it always looked like there was like 100 teams out there because everybody was posting it and it was like Esther, Rebecca, and one person one day, and then it was Candace, Rebecca,
Right,
and somebody
because
else another
everybody has
day.
assigned neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And it's different agents for each neighborhood. And it's the way, I mean, we got a lot of food last year and we will get a lot this year, I hope as well too. But again, we've got to start on, you know, and I'll start posting in Downtown on the Know, because obviously there's only a few of us here. They're gonna be sad, they missed all of this because this is good info for this event thing. But I'm gonna post it in Downtown on the Know, like, hey, go back and listen to this recording. It's super important information about events. And then I'll start posting this week, do this, next week, do this.
Should we, when we send out the flyer, send the week recap of what to do?
Yeah.
You can send that and then I'm gonna post it as we do it. Because
When is the food drive usually? What time of year is it usually?
December.
Okay.
right before Christmas.
Cause so with the Veterans Day event, we also ask for toy donations. Cause that way we can distribute them so that the places have it in time to give them out during Christmas. And so then the food drive we do after Thanksgiving, but try like before Christmas, so that they have the pantries full for Christmas.
And we work with,
For which one?
for the food drive.
For the food drive, PACC or PAAC, PAC?
PAC, we work with PAC, because they know where the need is for the food, because we tried it on our own,
Mhm.
trying to figure out where the need is. That's tough, and they know who is legitimately in need, which organizations, they are like a hub. And they send it to other organizations, and it's really good, and it makes you feel good. I mean, that really is. Veterans Day is fun, you know, we're honoring the veterans, we're having a fun time with it.
Mhm.
But the food drive is really giving back to the community.
And so then for the Visalia or other areas, we'll make its own separate flyer that we'll have wherever you guys find where to donate it to. And we can donate those there.
Wait,
If you Visalia, if you wanna donate it in a different location out there, Visalia, we can make a flyer where we'll have that location.
but
Well,
we'll know.
You'll need to
Where?
find out where.
yeah,
I won't find out, we'll find it.
we will find out and tell you where the donations are. And then, so if somebody wants to do the food
Mhm.
drive in Visalia, we're gonna have to narrow down what neighborhoods.
Oh,
you guys-
probably 2 neighborhoods, cause I think we'll only have either 2 or 3 groups there.
Yeah, we'll just see how many
And
groups. we have.
probably 1 or 2 in Hanford.
And they do need to group up, because
Yeah.
trying to do it on your own, you can't,
No.
it's too much. Okay, so that's events, and if you guys want to do your own events, don't be afraid. Do your own events, it's okay. You know, I was listening to Brian Eisenhower, and he was talking about Robin, who does it was a coffee thing.
Mhm.
And they did all these touches to all the sphere of influence, and she has a big sphere of influence, and I think it was at least 10 or 15 touches that they did the day of. She got one person, and it was Brian's mother, but she was happy because she
only had
didn't
to pay
have
for
to
one
pay for
coffee.
coffee. She only had to pay for one coffee, but yet she got all of that touches out of it with her clients.
Yeah.
It's not about the attendance, it's about the touches, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all about how successful it is.
all right, so thank you guys, have a great week.
Hey, how are you?